Hey everyone, welcome to Sauce's Best Catering. I am Chef Charlene Sauce, or to those of you familiar with me, Charlene the Shield. Please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and soon on my blog we'll be offering a paid recipe section and also a teaching class via video that you can sign up for. But in the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe today to Sauce's Best Catering, and on YouTube you'll find me as Charlene Sauce. So happy Memorial Day 2020. That is my daughter's cat in her crate. Now I know when y'all think of a crate, you're like, crates for cats? They have some way taller than me ones. Her cage is like, I don't know, 7 feet, 3 different layers with play areas for her. So that's what she's in. So that's the noise you're gonna hear. But per usual, I'm gonna make a really cool breakfast item this morning before I run to the store and get like 5 little items I forgot for my cooking. Last night I spent butchering a fish. It was a carp. Look, I don't ever want to have to do a carp again. Not fun. I think it would have been better served as like the steak slabs, the way you sometimes get tuna or salmon. It has a very big, dense bone structure to it. Very hard to cut through. And I have really good new fish cutting tools. It still just sucked. But we're still going to use it because we're not wasting that fish. He was like this big and about this wide. Huge. But more bone than flesh. Lesson learned. What we're going to, then I also did some really neat marinades with my pork ribs. It's going to have infused with mango. We've got then I spatchcocked my chicken for today and marinated on my boneless chicken thighs. There's just so much. There's so much going on today. We're going to have a fantabulous pasta salad, some fresh grilled corn on the cob, some fresh sauerkraut. The store I went to yesterday did not have purple cabbage, only green. I hate that because I like a colorful coleslaw, but this is what we're gonna get. But right now I'm about to turn this camera around and we're gonna get into today's breakfast. All right, so here we are. And in the interest of time, saving time, we got some of the things you already need. We call this process mise en place, having everything in its place so you don't have to do a lot of reaching and grabbing. And we have other items over here on this table. So here we have some pinches of fresh mint and some French dill. They're gonna go in. I hate mayo, y'all know that, right? But every once in a while, it's something that's needed to hold together and pull together a recipe. So we have that there. We're also going to use a very, very, very small, super small dab of mustard, Old Bay, mozzarella, bread. We're going to create a really pretty crustini. And we're going to make egg to go on here and slice a little tomato to go on here. Also, should have had the tomato sliced already too, but I didn't. I decided for budget, since I have crab legs and everything and shrimp and all that good stuff for later today, to use imitation crab. I hate it, but when you're trying to be on a budget, you know, I wouldn't serve it to anyone personally unless they requested it to save their own budget, who I was cooking professionally for. But just here for a little breakfast, no problem with it. And I'm just gonna cut it down smaller because I want smaller pieces. I should be using a bigger knife, but again. So I watched Versus last night with Swiss Sweets and Timberland, and I might have partied too hard because I have like the absolute worst hangover headache this morning possible. But we powering through it because I got stuff to do. I got to get my propane tank set up on my grill. We're going to be using a lot of grills today. grill surface today. I have one that's a dual in one grill, so that almost feels like it's two grills. And then I have a separate nice big drum kettle grill that we're also going to use. I need to sharpen my knives. I need to get a new sharpener though. Alright. Now the reason we're doing this because we're going to do some interesting stuff here with this. Because we don't even want people to know that this imitation crab meat's in here. I'm actually going to make a really nice spread out of this imitation crab meat, that dill and that mint, the gluing agents as we'll call them that I just showed you, and this dried salmon. It's going to be like a seafood spread, if you will. That's going to go on the crustini toast. And we're also going to, of course, an egg. A nice egg. I wish they would find a better way to have this stuff come off. I always hate that it kind of tears when you take it off, but I guess in the interest of today, it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, I really don't like how it always is so hard to get off of what it came on. All right. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to chiffonade cuts is what it's called when we do it to lettuce. But I'm going to call it that here. We're going to chiffonade cut our salmon. All right. So we got everything that's going to go into the processor. This is going to go into the bread. So your bread actually is usually not the longest thing that it takes to cook when you're cooking. But in this case, it will be. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put these items in our processor. I got to grab my olive oil. Thought I had completed my mise en place for that tomato and that olive oil should have been present, and they aren't. Just sprinkle that. I like to put it in the middle layer before I add the crab to make sure it really gets infused throughout the salmon and the crab. I'll taste it. I hate the stuff, but it can be good on certain salad. Again, if you can use a real seafood, do it. This is like some weird fish thing they do. It sort of tastes like crab, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't exactly, and it absolutely never has the texture. All right. I could try to get things off your cutting board here as you go. Okie dokie. Let me grab that olive oil. You know what I decided? I decided we're going to go nice fancy this morning. We're going to use this white truffle oil. There's the church bells. The oil, we'll put a little in here. You don't need a lot. Just a little. It smells heavenly. God is the best smell. And we also, and I like to go right through the plastic since I'm going to not use this whole loaf. I'm going to seal the rest back up in another bag. That should actually be plenty. as people in black households know, we save these bags from the grocery store that come in handy. Like right now, when I need to save some bread that I know I'm not going to use this morning. All right, so we're going to take this out. The neat thing about the bread from Walmart, it already has nice slits, and I want to cut on the bias, which means slanted anyway, so that actually kind of works. This bigger end down here is just absolutely too big, so we're gonna just eyeball where to make that last one. I only need 3 of these. There's 3 of us at the house. But there you go. Look how pretty they are. All right. So we've got this going. No way to make them exactly the same direction. It's driving me crazy, but we'll just carry on. You want to drizzle some of that truffle oil on each piece. The smell of that truffle oil is just positively divine. And sprinkle a little Old Bay, because this is a seafood dish, right? You're going to give it just those nice flavors. Old Bay has a little bit of bay leaf in it, which makes it amazing. Just amazing. Put a little bit of your dill, too. I like to redo my layers of flavor. This time we're using freeze-dried, and the mixture is fresh. Let's get it on each, what's going to be your crustini. And now we want to use the mozzarella. You know, put it on there nice and pretty. It's going to melt and get all creamy and gooey in the oven. It's going to be good, folks. Just do it just like that. Next to me is a pot of overnight cooked, pressure cooked barbecue beans, and they smell so good. They smell really good. Hopefully my family loves those today. That's always what I'm trying for. Always trying to give a great meal. So you will not see me for July 4th meals, because I don't celebrate that holiday. But we're going to do some really nice African-American, African-based dishes. We'll put these in the oven, and then we'll get into making the spread. Wiping off my good old board here. And we're getting ready to move where the camera is also. Alright. I don't know why I moved it that much. I don't know where I think we're going. Okay. It's a little slanted. Let me get y'all lined up better than that. Okay, alrighty. Still not the right angle though. A second. I'm gonna raise y'all up a little bit here so you can see better. There we go. Alright, so you already saw me put some of the truffle oil in. Now put some Old Bay in here also. I like a generous amount of Old Bay. Y'all know that though. Just a little black pepper, not much, like so. I can't remember if I ever opened this or not. It's crazy, right? Nope. Only thing of mustard. I'm not even sure why I bought it, but it should never got used. Little mustard there. And I forgot to mention, we are also going to use just a dash of garlic. Garlic makes everything better. It really does. It I don't know how people cook without it. And it's so good for you. It has so many good health benefits. Use it. Alright. A little smoked paprika. Because we do want to have a smokiness to it. Because, you know, the theme of the day is barbecue, right? And this is, again, I'm going to use as a binder because I hate this stuff. But after this, it's better than Miracle Whip because of the flavor we want to have. And just one more dollop. You can use the icing scooper to measure a dollop. It works quite well. So, I'm going to put this in the sink. Now we're just gonna let this work its magic. This thing is always so weird. That's why I usually don't even put it in here. Not sure why it's not going all the way down to the bottom. There we go. There we go. Excuse me. Make sure you hear that lock and that click. Make sure you're plugged in. And you don't want to make it like too minced up because you still have to be able to see the beautiful meats. Alright, so let's see what we got. Ugh, wash my hands. And then let's see what we got. Really good. Really good. That is so good. So, I'm about to cook an egg now. I don't think you all really need to see me do that. So I'll be back when we're done. All right, you can see me. So it's time to get to the fun part. So before we put the seafood spread on, just gonna give another slight drizzle of the white truffle oil, like so. All right. And no, I'm not sitting things on the floor when you see me doing that. I have boxes and little organizers over here that I keep my things in. So that's what you see me doing. All right. Just clean all this off your prongs. Put this in the sink. We're going to take, the first step is taking some of, oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot the tomato. Definitely don't want to forget that. It gives it some acidity and some beauty. You know? I like to cut them kind of oblong and flat. Alright, so we got them there. Now we can go back to doing this. I just didn't want to forget them. But you are going to put the first layer is the seafood salad. I don't like calling it salad because it's not a salad. It's more of a spread. First step is your seafood spread. Making sure I have a plate for plating so you can see what it looks like once it goes on a plate. These are really nice size crostinis. Look how big they are. Excellent. A little bit more on this one. And again, this is a mixture of smoked salmon and imitation crab meat that we have on these. Okay, so next up is your tomato. Place it like so. And you can give a little flavor to it or you cannot. I do like to put just a drizzle of salt on the tomato. So put it in your hand so that you make sure you don't put too much. And you just kind of do the high sprinkle toss thing with it. Alright. And then last but certainly not least, these crostinis are stuck because of the cheese. I'm going to have to do a pull so I'll be able to plate them. There we go. Okay. So once you've done that, just really place that just like so. And then your next one. Boy, they are really trying to get loose on me today. And then the last one. Just like this. Now I'm going to get a picture of this real quick. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to plate one so you can see what it looks like when it's plated. Be right back. Alright, so, sorry. I have parsley in the bowl. And then I like to give just a little dusting. Just a very slight dusting. Flick of the wrist. Of the smoked paprika. Let's see, which one do I think is the prettiest, you guys? Go with this one. Careful. I'll set it off to the side so you have some negative space. And last but certainly not least, what is smoked salmon if you don't have some capers? I mean, you have to have the capers. You have to. You can even put a couple more in your plating just in case the person wants a little more. They're salty though, personally. I mean, I like them. They're really good pairing with salmon. But yeah, that can be salty. So I'm going to get a quick close-up video picture of it. And voila, just like that, you have a beautiful breakfast dish. Happy Memorial Day 2021. Today, for breakfast, we are having a white truffle oil mozzarella crostini topped with salmon and imitation crab spread, smoked salmon. It is garnished with a fried egg, tomato, and some capers. And the plate itself is decorated with a few more capers, some smoked paprika, and freeze-dried parsley. Enjoy. All right, guys. So it is time to season our salmon. And also just to take off this side piece over here so we have a much better shape. I need to sharpen my knives. This is ridiculous. I've been wanting to do this since yesterday and they should not be that dull. But yeah, they definitely sharpen it. Hold on. I've got to get another sharpener because if my sharpener is not doing any better than that I do have, and these are kitchen shears. These are not your regular scissors that you may use like, you know, just at home or whatever. And I'm actually going to make this into a nice treat for our kitty cat. She's gotten so she doesn't want to eat her cat food anymore, so we're going to see if this helps. 1 second. Trinity. 1 second. I'll just walk it to them. Alright guys, gotta wash my hands. Went in there and fed the cat. Wait a minute, be right with y'all again. Alright. Definitely gotta get my knives handled. I do not like how dull they are at all. And that's gonna make my life hard today. Alright, so once you cut that extra piece off so you have a nice straight strip now. This first piece is that big. So just try to mimic that so everybody gets equal proportion. And that should be good enough. Like so. Alright. Alright, now we're going to add just a little salt. Don't need much. Just a little on each piece. A little of this island spice, fish spice. So we are also having that carp that I tried to butcher and clean myself, not realizing how absolutely tough and hard the bones are in carp. I will never try that again. Next time I buy a carp at Beaufort Farmers Market or any other market, I'll let someone else do that chore. Alright, and then we're going to drizzle some white truffle oil over top of each of these. Just give it a nice rub. Give it a nice rub. And before these go actually on the grill, we're going to give them a nice rub on both sides, folks. It smells good. Ooh, I wish I could smell that. Just the herbs mixing with the white truffle oil. It's delightful. All right, let me get a pan. The lid. So that we can properly store these until it's time to grill them later. Like so. Look how beautiful. I'll cover these up and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back and it's time to begin my slow cook on my pork ribs. Now, they're just getting slow cooked in the beginning. And then they're gonna go on the grill so that they'll be nice and smoky, just like anything else I cooked today. But for now, I just want to ensure that they are like cutting butter tender. And with pork, that should happen easily, but sometimes not as easily as you think. So I just like to do this as a little insurance policy. They were marinated last night, so you can see all these lovely colors on them. And we just want to spread them out. See, beautiful. And that's mango, sesame, all kinds of neat flavors. So they have kind of an oriental taste to them a little bit. All right. So we're going to add a very slight amount of water to the bottom, not much at all, just to mix in with some of that sauce. And we're going to put that in. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab the handy dandy lid to the roaster. And I have that on a very low setting of 240. Because like I said, we're just slow cooking them just to get them a little tender, but then they will be going on the grill like everything else. So we don't want to like cook them too fast. Just getting them a little done. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so one of the important parts of mise en place, or mise en place, however you want to say it, is just having things ready. It's like prep cooking and prep setting up your station, really. Got one of my sharp knives out. Not sure what's going on with the other two. All right. So I'll be making coleslaw later on today. So all we're going to do now is just get ready to dice these two cabbages up. I'm going to take these ends off. Put them in the trash. And we're just gonna go through like so. Just try to keep it all even. Bring it up here, give you a little better angle. Keep them all even. Keep your fingers out the way, especially with a knife as sharp as the one I'm now using. chop this one down, and then we're going to continue to chop them down one more time into smaller portions. Okay, so we got these all chopped up. And now, I'm going to go back through again. I need a bigger working area. But I took my table that I usually work on outside. So I have my supplies out there for grilling. So this is why we're now looking at this smaller workstation. All right, so we're going to take the green and put it in bag first. They're all going to go in the same bag, I hope, but if not, I have more bags. That's not a big deal. And later on, when you're ready to make your salad, you just come and grab your bag. Of course, the plastic got cut. So some of it's gonna fall through the plastic that cut. You won't be able to use those portions, but that's okay. Unless you really want to and you want to dig through the layers of plastic, I myself am not gonna do that. It's not that big of a deal. Just a few pieces that we're losing. So just gonna put all this in here for when we're ready to make the coleslaw later. Like I said, you won't be able to grab it all, but you will be able to grab most of it. Some of it is going to be a casualty of the plastic. Alright. Bring this over. And we're going to do the same thing to it. And the other veg I put in mine is carrots. So that we have three beautiful colors. Nothing says summer, spring, any of the warmer weather climates, and beautiful, vibrant colors. Alright, that should be an adequate enough time for that. Put it in the bag. And we'll make our sauce for it later and get it all together. Got a big leaf here that did not cooperate, so just roll it. Actually, this is one of those softer outer leaves. We're just gonna trash it. Put it in there, put it in there, put it in there. And I am gonna take a little break after this because my back and my feet are killing me. I really need to get a back brace. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I get everything else that I need, and I keep forgetting that. But yeah, I definitely need that. I got an epidural with my last daughter. She'll be 16 in September. I'm a mom of 5. I had never, ever had an epidural before, and I wish I hadn't had that one, because my back has been really bad since. And I also at one time worked as a CNA, which I'm sure did not help my back either. So, you know, you live and you learn. But just like that, you're all prepped for your coleslaw later. You guys know why. All right, guys. So, it's time to mix up what's going to become our burger meat. So I have a pack of really lean burger meat. I have a pack with about 70% beef, 30% fat. And then I have some sausage. You do not have to use pork. Matter of fact, I usually don't, but today I did. But you can use ground lamb. I don't suggest a ground turkey and beef mix, but I mean, I guess you could if you want. But lamb is always good. And this is the way that a lot of meatloaf is made when it's made properly. It'll have a pork component actually. It'll be pork, lamb, and beef. And you just want to get in there. I meant to grab my gloves. It didn't happen. But this is just for home, here for my family. And my hands are super clean, and I like to feel my meat when I'm cooking it at home. But of course, professionally cooking, I would have on my food service gloves. Because those are the rules, and that is important. So, just really try to mix it up good before we start seasoning it. And I'm going to go wash my hands again in a second because they're freezing cold. This meat is cold. Just want to try to make sure you got an even mix of pork and beef everywhere before you season and begin making your patties. We're going to add some breadcrumbs too. Let me wash my hands. Alright, so we're back. A couple of things during my meatloaf that you may or may not find in other people's. Cheese goes in. I usually do Parmesan, but this time we're going to use a Maxi Mix. Parmesan is really good mixed into your burger meat though. If you all watch my videos, you know my meatloafs are always stuffed with cheese also. So just think of my burgers as little mini versions of my meatloaf. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Cheese smells so funky, but it tastes so good, doesn't it? Like, it really just tastes good. It's funky as hell. Like, the smell is borderline offensive, right? But it really smells good. So I'm going to put this up just to get it out of my way because I'm already in a small working space. Okay. So, we're back. And we're going to mix this up, hopefully without losing any of it to the floor when you got a small space and a small bowl. I left my really big mixing bowl that I had in Ocean City last winter when I went. And I've been meaning to order another one, and I still haven't. So that's boo face on me. Shame on me. I know I need it. Just like that knife sharpener. These are things I know I need, and I just get other stuff that I probably don't need nearly as much. I am real big on homemade pasta making lately. So that's my newest like shopping hoard is pasta equipment. And smart kitchen tools like my Anova Precision Oven. I still have not had time to use that yet. I need to get some more workbenches though before I even try to use it. Just not a lot of space here. Alright. I think that's mixed up pretty good as far as our cheese. So now what we're going to do. This has pepper in it too, and I thought about that when I was doing what I was doing. This is the Adobo Seasoning with pepper. I like to put some of that in. And I always wash off my bottles, wipe them down after I've had my raw meat hands on them. If you don't do it, you should. Little seafood seasoning. Don't question me, it's really good. My burgers are to die for. My family will tell you that. They're really good. So, trust me. If you ever try one, you'll be like, oh my God, her burgers are really good. They are. My burgers are good. And so is my meatloaf. Some breadcrumbs. I prefer to use breadcrumbs to hold it together versus egg. Some people prefer egg. Totally up to you. Not much salt, just a little bit. Okay. We're gonna get in here again. Time to mix again. One thing about burgers and meatloaf, it's all about massaging everything into your meat. And before you put things on the grill or in your oven, you really, really, really want to let things sit out for at least 30 minutes so that they come down to room temperature. I'm not grilling for probably another hour or so before I actually start putting different things on the grill. So that should be just about, that should be fine. We're going to just cover this and let it be room temperature once we're done mixing it all up. And that prevents you from getting scorched on the outside and not done on the inside. If the meat is room temperature, that doesn't happen. I'm not sure why my daughter's in the other room screaming. Guess her cat is abusing her again. All right, wash my hands again. Alright, where is my cloth for cleaning things off as I go? There we go. Just like to wipe things down. They're still going to get washed, but I just want them wiped while they're sitting here. You want to wipe off your area too. You guys are going to get to see me do some outside grilling work today. Excited about that? I am. Okay. All of this stuff later is for my fish and other things that are going to go on the grill. So we have our pan here. I like a really big burger. I don't know about you guys. The bigger and juicier the burger, the better. We have some store-bought pretzel rolls. We have brioche hot dog buns. How fancy is that, right? I know, fancy. That's a good size. And so, you all get the point. I assume you know how to make patties. It's just what it sounds like, patty. Patting in between your hands. So I'm going to get to work, and I'll see you guys later. There you have it, the finished burger patties. They're not cooked, but this is the finished result of what they look like once they are formed. Big and banging. Okay guys, so as you can see, we are ready to celebrate Memorial Day 2021. I've got both of my grills getting good and hot. I like to let my grill sit for like half an hour to an hour before I even put anything on them to make sure that they are super duper duper hot. Close it about halfway your vents. That was already straight, so these are my grills and we're gonna get it on today. Okay, so you can see what's going on. We got our Spatchcock Chicken here, and we are now going to fit as many pieces of the boneless chicken thighs on here too as possible. And then we're going to cover this lovely smoker and let it do what it does. And then I'm going to load the other stuff over here. You know what I forgot to do? A very, very, very important step, guys. So when you're not using foil, you absolutely need to spray your surface. Let me do this over here too so I don't forget it over here. So we're ready. Now back to it. Let's put the breast on. Not breast. I'm sorry. These are thighs. My bad. By the way, I do not have on stars because of the holiday. My big holiday is Juneteenth, not this. But this is a day that we just love to acknowledge the start of summer, if nothing else. So we're going to get as many on here as we can. Then we're just going to move to the other grill. So that's why I have two grills, so I have space. That looks good. Put your top back on. Alright. We'll close it just a little bit so that heat stays in and that smokiness stays in. Alright, good to go. Alright. And I'm going to bring you guys over here with me. Hopefully they're not lopsided, but I think we are. Tomorrow's a grass cutting day, so no, we don't cut it. The landlord takes care of it. But today's the holiday. They're like, do you want us to do it today? And I'm like, no, I'm cooking now. So we're just going to put that on. And just like that, we got this going too. So we're going to close it and let it do its thing. Real quick. And then we're going to come back and put some more stuff. My apron has now just been demolished and has been brought to the terms of being used for this. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick to get the chicken off because it's salmonella, and then we'll be back to put the burgers on. So I'm back. So here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna turn these now in between high and low, like medium low, because it's already at 600 degrees. You don't quite need it that hot. Your burgers should be at room temperature by now, and you can just start putting them on. Remember, the more things you put in your grill, the longer they're going to take to cook, because you're kind of crowding your heat source, just like when you're frying stuff in a pan. All right, so we got those there. This one is not as hot as I would like it to be, but hopefully the temperature rises very soon. What I'm going to do to help that is just close that. See if that elevates the temperature some. Yep, needles going up. Okay. So now we also want to spray over here so things don't stick. So I know a lot of people expect that in houses like that the guy is the grill master. Not in this one. In this one is me. I'm the grill master in this house. Always have been. So there's that. This is the propane side of the grill. So these will cook much faster than those on that side. The heat is going up on that side, but these are really, really, really going to cook a lot quicker. So you want to watch this side so you don't burn your burgers. Because who wants to burn burgers, right? So we're going to close that and let it cook. You can turn it actually to low at this point, just because it's already so hot. Well, maybe not low. It dropped too much. Maybe it dropped though, just because I had the lid open. So we'll leave that like that. And my bedroom window is watching it, but normally you shouldn't leave your grill unattended, but I'm literally watching it from right there. So I'm okay to go in as I continue this journey, but you just want to be careful like doing that. All right. So I'm going to take my pans in and clean them so I can also put stuff back in them. And I'll be back in a bit. Okay, first thoughts about this particular expert grill. I normally want to put stuff directly like on the burner, but here, that's not recommended. I did that to my first batch of burgers and I managed to salvage a few, but they definitely got kind of scorched, way more than I would like. So this next batch is going to be cooked here beautifully on top of this foil, hopefully, and we should be okay. It's just really hot, y'all. Like, it's super hot. So we're going to cook both of these. I just checked on this chicken, and I need to let the heat of the grill come back because it lost a lot of heat by me doing that. So we're going to raise this heat up a little more too, but not too much. And we're going to wait for it to climb again. There we go. It is moving. It is climbing. I'm going to raise you up a little bit now while I'm talking to you here. I had to change outfits. My thighs and my hips just wouldn't let me live. Literally ripped. It was already like distressed denim with the holes. Literally, I went in the house and it just tore up completely. So yeah, there's that. So I'm watching the temperature on both sides pretty carefully here, seeing where we're at. We're climbing. And one thing I do love about the grill is you can actually see your temperatures on there. So while we are watching that, or sort of not watching it, but watching it nonetheless, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and check on this. This is where our Spatchcock Chicken is. Spatchcock Chicken and our other pieces of chicken, and they are looking beautiful. That one's climbing to 400 already. Let me lower you down so you can see it better. That was a quick drop, right? You like that? All right. So, this grill is just a lot slower heat than I would have wanted. So, we're going to open this back up. I think the heat dropped when I closed that too much. Because it definitely needs to get hotter than that for this to get done. So we're going to check back on the temperatures on these. I'm going to give that like another half an hour. Hopefully the heat picks up. Yeah, it's already working. Alright, so we are right at 350 here on this now. And we're at 400 here. So I'm going to let them do what they do, and I'm going to come back out and check on them in a few. Okay, so we are just going to check on these ribs and show them to you real quick. I got short arms. I need longer arms. But this is them. I just turned them over a few minutes ago. And this is my own mixture of sauces that I use to make a barbecue sauce. One of the main ingredients, believe it or not, is the Daly's mixed drink maker for bartenders, the mango flavor. So that's it. And I did cook these on low and slow first in the house just to ensure they'll be super tender. But in a few minutes, we're just going to take these off and get ready to take them back in the house and get on to cooking other things. I'll be bringing out some really pretty steaks shortly. Be back in a bit. Okay, so we're back. Now, what is everybody's favorite grillable item? I know. I bet I know. Steak, right? Steak? Who doesn't like steak? I know you do. Everyone loves steak. Just gonna flip this foil over. Alright. Put some spray on the top. I'm gonna put some spray on here too because I'm finding that things are actually sticking to the foil. We just took the corn off and took it in the house. Alright.
I'm going to put a lot of stuff on in this rotation. So, I just want you all to look at these. These are New York Cowboy cut steaks. Look at how big and thick those are. Just look at that. Look at it. You gotta look at it. It's beautiful, right? This should definitely been turned up more than that. Look at it. There's only 3 of them because they are so big, and they are also colossally expensive. They marinated overnight. And so we're just going to put those on like that. Sorry guys for leaving you like that. My hands were so messy from dealing with the steak that I had to go wash them real quick because that simply was not gonna work. Let me get y'all in here to see these. Let me drop you down some. Oop, maybe it doesn't go any lower. Let's see. Look at that. Look how beautiful and thick those are. So I'm going to close it to get my heat in there because we want a good sear on those. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, hot dogs are going to go on here in just a second. So I'm going to close it so I'm ready to put them in there. Because the first thing we want to get going over here is our fish. As I've explained a couple of times here already, my fish ended up being an absolute nightmare. Like when I first did it yesterday, when I did the carp, when I butchered it myself. So of course, I bought some other things to help with that. With fish, I like to do kind of a foil cook just to keep the moisture in. So we're going to lay that like so. Oh great, I don't see my skewer anymore. Let me grab one so I can make holes in the foil. Alright, so a couple of things we're going to put in here with this fish. First, we're going to make the holes in the foil, like so. Okay. Then, an aromatic. Aromatics are great. They make everything just smell and taste so lovely. Lemongrass. It has a citrusy scent, and if you tear it open just to get all the essential oils out of it and lay it in there, good to go. We're also going to put sprig of dill in there. Right. So again, full disclosure, this fish ain't gonna be pretty, but it's gonna be good. The salmon's gonna be much prettier. The smoke in my eyes, y'all, is killing me. Stand on this side of the wind. There is a lot of bone in this fish. I even attempted to use my fish tweezers to deal with it. And this fish is built for tough, honey. It was like, no way, not coming out. Forget it. Alright, 1 second. Wipe my hands here. Alright. So the next thing we're going to put on here is this awesome fish seasoning. And I'm also going to chop an onion real quick to put in. Should have had that done already, because this will cook quick. This is an awesome fish seasoning. Make sure. Not salted, good. Don't want to over salt because this already was in its own salt juices last night. I already had some onions over here, so we're just going to peel it a little bit here. Because we're not going to really eat these onions, we're just using them for flavor. So you just want to expose it and put it in our pocket, as I call it. Gotta stand on this side of this. Like, the wind is blowing that smoke directly in my eyes. Oops, sorry. Can't even see, can you now? There we go. Sorry, guys. Gotta make our pocket. You find you need more foil, get more foil. Like, I think I need more. Alright, we got our first batch going. Poke some more holes in it so you can get some of the smokiness through the top too. And with the salmon, if we can fit it in here, we're just going to leave it in the pan. We're also going to make holes in it. I'm going to open it real quick. Now, normally we want these to spread out better than this. So we're just going to try to separate them as best as we can. We're working with what we got here, people. I'm going to put some more fresh dill. I love dill with fish. But as you know, if you've watched me cook, I love dill with a lot of things. Alright. So there we go. Going to do the same thing. We're going to break it, snap it, twist it to get the essential oils to come out of it to really make it give its aromatics to the dish. And then we're going to sprinkle just a little more seasoning on here because I already have a different fish spice on these, but just a little more. Normally I would go in and get actual butter, but time is of essence, so we're going to use some butter flavored chicken spray. Hopefully to help it get crisp. We're going to leave the top off of it though. I decided to leave the top off, I know, after I already punched the holes in it. Smoker on, just like that. Alright. And now we're back over here. This is the easiest thing we're going to do all day. Let me check my sink first. Because we want to sear, we do not want them burnt. Not quite, not yet. Alright, so while we're waiting on that, give another spray to this. Get all of that nice, so hopefully none of this sticks. That is the plan after all. Yikes, I need a knife, bear with me. So we're going to put these hot dogs on, and we're going to come back and give them a bath in some of my sauce in a little while. But for now, we're just going to put them on and let them do their thing. And I'm going to get a quick pick of this because it's looking delicious, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're still outside. I'm just getting the shrimp ready to go on the grill. So, on this, we're just going to use the usual things I use. As soon as I can locate them, bear with. So, we're going to put a little smoked paprika. The other things you see on here are rosemary, thyme, and parsley. So just a little smoked paprika. A little Badia complete, only because I'm not sure if the salt is out here, and I'm trying to kind of not leave the grill at this point. So we'll do this. And of course, it is seafood, and I'm from Maryland. So of course, we are absolutely drenching it in Old Bay. Like drenching it, folks. And I'm gonna have to go in and find my other Old Bay because we're also gonna put these crabs on. Well, what do you know? I don't have to go far. I already have it out here. That's even better. So we're gonna get this on first. You guys are gonna go with me. Here we go, down to the grill, down to the grill. All right. So, we are here. We have arrived. And this thing is absolutely too low now that we're down here. That's better. I'm going to take this dirty paper off because we don't want it to get a scorched smell in our food. And we're just going to set this tray on there like so. I actually still like to spray just to make sure the tray won't get stuck. It'll create a little, you know, flavor, a little, I'm sorry, fire real quick, but all is well. Go ahead and get your shrimp in. Close your grill. They don't need to cook long. All right. And while we're right here, before we go up and get those crab legs, put them on, we're going to go ahead and check in on this fish. The salmon looks delightful. Let's see what our carp is doing. It's coming along too. Literally, like so literally, only gonna give this about 2 more minutes and we're gonna take those off because there is nothing worse than overcooked fish. I think we can all agree. So on the salmon though, we're going to glaze that salmon. So let me get our sauce. We might try to glaze the carp too. Let's see how it goes. It's just that the way I've got it packaged, it might be difficult to get some on every piece, but we're certainly gonna try. You're gonna get out your handy dandy, I call it a mop, your basting mop, and just get your sauce that you created, or maybe you bought store-bought on there. I bought store-bought, but I added extra things to make it my own. That's what you gotta do sometimes. Like, you gotta just add your own stuff to make it your own. Like so. And that's what we're doing here. We're creating a nice little flavor bath for this fish. The last few minutes it's on here. Close it back up. Try to seal those flavors in. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Only we're not gonna close anything up. We're just gonna glaze our salmon like so. You all cannot see. Hold on. Let's see. Is that better? I don't know. Angles aren't great out here and my hands are kind of full. So, but yeah, we're basically just going to do this. All right. We're going to cover it for all of about 2 minutes. Okay? I'll be right back in a minute with the crab legs. I'm back. Full disclosure, I'm starting to feel a little lonely on this holiday. Didn't see that coming, but yeah, I am. Anyway, these are the crabs. My daughter's inside. She's not feeling well. My significant other is doing something else. And, well, here I am just trying to get the cooking done. So, we're going to let this steam for just a little while. Let it cook for a little while. I'm going to get just a little water to put in. Actually, nix that. We ain't getting water. We getting beer. I'm tripping. Water. Who in the world? You just need enough to steam it, so you don't even need your whole beer. You can drink the rest of it. I don't know why those bolts keep getting stuck together. That's annoying. Alright, so our shrimp are going. I'm going to turn them down a low. And we are most definitely now going to take this fish off because it is definitely done. Definitely done. I want to show you it. Let me see if I can lean this down so you guys can see it. Look how pretty that is. That's nice, right? This is the salmon, but I know y'all know that. And this is that carp that got butchered, but I still think it's going to be tasty. cover this when I get it off this heat. And then we're going to come back with another pan and grab the carp and also get it off the heat. And letting those steaks rest. I still have 2 sides to make anyway, and my cake to frost and decorate. So that's all good right now. No rush. Alright, get this. Alright, so I ran and got another pan. Grab this. Hopefully, that's spilling anything. Cool transfer. And just like that, we got it. Alright, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, so we're about to finish up my feet. Every part of my body hurts so bad, like seriously. But we're about to get this done because it won't get itself done. You know what I mean? So let me grab my knife. I'm right on over there, guys. Give me a second. All right. Sorry, guys. I had onions outside. I'm trying to see where they are because it should have been brought in with everything else. Let me double check for them real quick. Okay, I'm missing my onions. Y'all give me a minute. Okay. Woo, woo, woo. So we need an onion. So because I am like super tired, we're gonna buzz through some things here. I'm gonna give y'all the quick version of how this is happening. Or I shouldn't say the quick version of how it's happening, but we're going to get these steps done quickly. Because we have a few things to slice for a few different reasons. Alright. The lemons and lime we're going to slice to decorate our cake. And the coleslaw stuff, the cabbage is already chopped. The macaroni salad, the noodles are already made.
So what we're gonna do right now is we are going to chop down the celery for that salad. Use the leaves too. They're pretty. They're really pretty in your salad, so don't feel like you need to like eliminate them. Don't do that. One thing I can't stand is a macaroni salad with no freaking crunch. Boring, it's mundane, and it certainly doesn't taste very good. So yeah, give them some crunch. And of course, once we're done slicing everything off, we're gonna put it in a bowl and rinse it off. I'm thinking that should be enough celery. Alright. Don't know why the refrigerator door didn't close, so pardon me. Alright. Doesn't want to cooperate. We'll go through this way. Alright. Nothing in my cooking today has been easy. It has been the weirdest day. Just that piece. It's going to go in the trash. We don't need that. Alright, so when you're cutting an onion, if you want a quick way to do it, leave this piece on. Leave that on. And go back. Watch your fingers. Alright. Then come this way. Those fingers, and then just dice and easy, like that little pun, dice and easy instead of nice and easy. Oop, hit the tip of my finger there. It's okay. I don't think I cut myself that time. Sometimes I don't feel it till afterwards, but I don't see any blood for it. Alright. Easiest way ever to dice onion. Trying to decide how much onion I feel like it's going to need. That might be plenty, honestly. Well, maybe we'll give it just a little more. Just to be sure that we have equal amounts of all the vegetables that are going in here, because it is going to have a lot of vegetables and also a lot of vinaigrette, so we want to make sure it's really, really good. I usually make my vinaigrette, but today we're using store-bought. I am tired, and I knew I was going to be tired, and there's just so many other things that I did do. I did, using other products, conjoin them and make my own barbecue sauce today, which I think y'all have seen me do in a video before. So I already gave y'all one sauce from my brain today, So I get to cheat a little on the others. We're losing some onion. That's alright. We ain't gonna worry about it. If we catch them before they hit the floor, great. If not, they're trash. But hopefully I don't have to tell you that. And then we're just gonna go through. Watch your fingers, keep them out the way. Throw this rest away. We don't need it. Okay. Some of them didn't break down. Break them down some more so people don't have big pieces of onion that they're choking on when they're eating your food. So tired, guys. So we're gonna put these vegetables in here. I gotta figure what the salad's going on. Hopefully I'll fit one of these once the noodles are in, but I'm not sure. It's a lot. I hate these things. Seems like last time I got these same containers from Amazon, they held up so much better than this batch. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. Alright, we're going to move on to some more veggies that are going in here. We're going to move on to our cilantro. Alright, so you can just kind of twist them like so. And then just cut them off like this. And cilantro is kind of a strong flavor, so you don't need more than one stem of that, one stalk of that. So let me grab my bowl again, bring them right in there. Save your stems with the rest of your cilantro. The stems actually have a lot of seasoning, so next time you cook something you need cilantro, you can use those. Alright, the fun part, or not so fun part. Where's my other knife? I need one with a different blade. Alright, so, oh man. Kind of like how you cut your onion, not so different. Watch your fingers again. Lord knows I've cut mine enough this year. And then you just come on down like so. I don't know why this knife has gotten so dull. Oh, it's terrible. Alright. So we're just going to have to do a rough slice because I need to sharpen my knife. And again, I'm exhausted, and this is just for home, so you get the general idea. I don't feel like I need to, you know, jump through all kinds of hoops to present this salad to you all today. You get the point. The salad's also going to have Parmesan and feta cheese in it. So I'm going to stop this and get this done because I don't want the video to be too long, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. Alright, so the rigatoni style noodles are already in here. I'm just putting them in here till later on when I'm actually really putting this up. When I gonna have a full freezer, I tend to use my freezer bags to put things in the fridge in bags for us to eat for the rest of the week. So that way they're already in their bag when I'm ready to freeze them if we don't eat them fast enough. Get this rubber band off. Get in there with your hands and just make sure your hands are clean, of course. And just mix all those vegetables. Make sure you get them all. Get all your vegetables and stuff in there before you go get a spoon or tongs or whatever you're going to use once you add the dressing to stir everything in. Only problem with using your hands is the vegetables stick to your hands. Alright? So, we got mostly all the vegetables in here, but we do have a couple more things to put in, and then we're going to add our cheese. So let me get a spoon. So we got our spoon, and now I'm going to add our remaining components, which are our olives and our cheeses and our vinaigrette. Sorry, olives, cheeses, and vinaigrette. So, I'm sorry guys, got lost here in the kitchen because I just realized that my red hot sausages, yeah, so we even barbecued them, never made it to the grill. I'm not restarting the grill because I'm tired. So, starting my stovetop with my cast iron pan here, and that's how those are going to cook. But I did get what we need out of there too. Don't you love it when your brain is like, something's not right? Alright. I have everything we need now. Hopefully. You know me, it could go either way. It really could. I am going to put a little balsamic in too before we put the vinaigrette in. Balsamic's just good, and it goes so well with the herbs that we used. So just a little of that. Alright. You don't need to do olive oil or any of that because your vinaigrette's already got that in it. If it's made correctly, which I hope it was. It had to be made that way to emulsify, so you really shouldn't need that. And in fact, we might only need 1 jar of these olives in looking at the ratio. So we get to save those for another time. Now we're gonna get all the olives mixed in good too. I'm gonna show you this. Look how beautiful the colors are. When you're closer, I'm gonna have to walk away in a minute and turn the red hot sausages. But yeah, just look at how pretty it is, and I wish you could smell how fresh it really smells too. It's awesome. So I like to put my cheeses in before I put the dressings in. And I like a heavily dressed pasta salad. I don't like the dry stuff. Barely any flavor. Barely any anything. We want lots of veggies, lots of cheese, you know. I got this recipe many, many, many years ago
from what I call an adopted mom by the name of Kathleen Waller. Hi family, if y'all haven't ever watched my stuff. I don't know if you do or not. But if you are, you know, thanks a lot for all the life lessons. She is featured on my website as one of my cooking inspirations. Her and the other women and one man, my dad, who taught me most of what I know before I really dove deeper and started learning like true culinary stuff. But honestly, my family cooks so good that while they may not have known like actual chef's plating and things of that nature, their technique was right on point. Seriously, my grandma was an excellent cook, especially when it came to baking. I'm still learning baking, but you know, you gotta learn somewhere, right? I'm not sure how many minutes that's been on. It's only 6, cool, because I just don't want to make the videos super long to the point where it's turning off or you're losing half of what I'm saying. And I want you to look at all that cheese and how good this pasta salad looks. This is not boring salad. This is like really good work right here, y'all. All right. This is honey balsamic vinaigrette. So we're bringing the balsamic back again. Take the whole one. Get it all in there, honey. Because it's going to absorb it by the next day. So I like to get it all in there. And the second one, garlic basil vinaigrette. Garlic basil vinaigrette. I use 2 normally for this much pasta. Alright? Because we just want a good coating on it. And I have 3 bottles, but we'll save that 3rd bottle for when I actually need to make a salad. And that's it. And you're ready to throw these 2 away, obviously. Let me go stir that real quick. Then I'll come back and stir that. Well, not stir it, but let me turn these. I can take them off the heat. They're in a cast iron skillet. Believe me, it's going to keep cooking whether it's on that heat or not. But they were pretty much done. Alright, so just keep stirring that. Getting it all mixed up good. Make sure that, see, there was a big old clump of cheese just on one side of the pot. So you always want to like really be folding into the center. And just making sure that you got all of it mixed in good. And of course you want to taste it, see how you're doing. Once you're pretty sure you finished mixing up, because you can't put the spoon back in. Alright, I feel like that's pretty good. Let's see what we got. Real good. Alright. Stupendously good. Let me do a lid for it. My pasta salad is one of my best things that I make ever in the world. Many years ago when my like 28 or 29 year olds, and I'm sorry, I get the years off sometimes, but you know, love him though, was turning 5 was the first time I made it for his birthday party. And after trying Miss Kathy's, and it has been a crowd pleaser ever since. I'm gonna stop this and start another video. Just have to show you a close-up of this pasta salad. Oh my God, it's so good. I've been making it for years, but sometimes it's just so damn good. And this time it's so damn good. It and a video and blog will be up sometime later on this week. I got a lot of blogging and videos to catch up on, but they're always up pretty quick on YouTube before they get to my blog now. But this is the most summer tasting pasta salad. So good. All right, guys, it's coleslaw time. Fine. Carrots. Save the rest. All right. Purple as you can. I'll start adding some green. I don't know if we're gonna need this whole bag. So, in the interest of having space in my fridge, we're probably not gonna make this whole container. I'll put the rest of this away for another time. Alright. Told you. Freezer bags. If you don't buy them, you should. They're life-saving. Like, seriously life-saving when it comes to fridge space. Never a bad thing, because there are people who aren't that fortunate, so I'm not complaining about it. I'm just, it is what it is. Oh, we're gonna need another spoon. All right. Again, make sure your hands are clean. Mine are clean. I just washed them off after making our last salad. Mix everything up really good and pretty, because you want to see all the colors. You want to see the purple, the orange, the white. So mix it up nice and good like that. All right. I'm gonna do something you are probably not used to seeing people do. You know how you mix water to stuff to make more of it? We're gonna add some of this vinegar since it needed to go in here anyway. And we're gonna shake it up. And then we're gonna need our sugar. Always pay attention, because have you ever accidentally poured flour into a salad that needed sugar? I have. It's terrible. It sucks. So pay attention. It's gonna look gloppy because you added that vinegar. Don't worry, that's gonna smooth out once we start stirring. That's just it fighting back against the vinegar. Like, what's that doing here? It's an imposter. The vinegar does not belong. That's how it feels right now, guys. Just
Mix it up as good as you can. Usually I use my tongs. I don't know why I'm doing this with a spoon. I'm tired. That's why I'm doing it with a spoon. I wasn't even thinking. I was just in let's get this crap done mode right now. Alright. You know me. You don't care much for adding sugar to savory. Other than a sweet and savory dish that's supposed to be that way on purpose. But to coleslaw, you do add just a little sugar. I'd say 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. Definitely no more than that though. Okay? Mix it in. And just to give it like a really good unique zing, I've decided I'm going to put a little bit of this in here. I don't know if you've ever been to Zoe's Kitchen. Good stuff. If you haven't, check that restaurant out. Their coleslaw has like a vinaigrette on it. And the first time I tasted it, I thought it was such a refreshing taste. So we're going to put just a little in there. Not too much. And more mixing. Because you want to hopefully have gotten the sugar throughout. You know what we did forget though? How could we forget that? It's got to have some salt. It's a salad. It's going to need some salt. Don't make it over salty, but don't make it too light on salt either. Just enough to bring out the other flavors. Because that's really all salt is supposed to do. If you taste the salt, you got too much salt. If it just tastes more of what you were already tasting, and you're like, man, that flour really pops, that's when you have the right amount of salt. So look at that. Look at this beautiful coleslaw. It's coming together. Try to make sure all your cabbage is coated. Nothing worse than a plain piece of cabbage in the middle of your coleslaw. You see any like what I'm seeing? Just mix it in. Same thing we did with the other salad. And I think that looks perfect. I think that really looks nice. I think that is a good coleslaw. So, we're going to cover it up. Like so. And I'm going to clean my station off again. So one thing about cooking, it is as much work as far as like the cleaning as it is the cooking. I don't know which one I'm more tired from usually when I get done with cooking. I got to sweep my floor. I wish you could see it. Actually, I don't. It's awful right now from all the stuff I've been doing today. So I'm going to go throw these away and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm at the finish line here. Getting tired, super tired, and super sore definitely. Been sore for hours now. So what we're going to do now is I'm cutting off the pieces of cheese that we will melt onto the burgers when we reheat them. Pretty sure I'm not eating burgers, so I'm just going to make 3 slices though in case anyone wants double cheese. I like using Velveeta because it melts really well. But if you're near a grocery store, you can get some really good, nice cheese. I can get that stuff from Beaufort Farmers Market or Kroger, but I didn't go there this week, so we're using Velveeta this week, honey. So we've got that. We're also going to chop up some tomato to put on the burgers for when they're done. What? I already sprayed. There's more. Can this wait till I'm done recording? I've already sprayed the entire outside like 2 minutes ago. If Russell's breathing tomorrow, we're lucky. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Now, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Our back door isn't sealed very well, and we've got like insects coming in. I have sprayed. We have had the exterminator over. Kitchen's clean, of course. I've shown y'all my kitchen, so that's not it. We're baffled by it, so. Not roaches, though, guys. Not roaches. But my daughter is totally freaked out by bugs, so she was out here wanting to know where the spray is, and I'm just like, I just got done spraying, like, on one of the breaks.
from showing y'all this cooking stuff. I already sprayed, so at this point, we just gotta let the spray work. All right. So the ends like this, we're not gonna use and put on the cake, so throw those away. And throw it away. All right, so you know, you guys know what everything over here is for, etc., etc. Don't have to explain that. I'll be right back in a second. I'm gonna decorate my cake and come back. All right, so here we have it. I wanted a cake that really screams summertime. So it's a double layer pound cake. I cut it into a rough octagon shape. I wanted it to look different. This is what you get. We've got limes and lemons on top. We've got, tired and tongue-tied. We've got lemon frosting, and we've got Daly's strawberry mixer, which will also add some moisture to the parts of the pound cake where it actually hit it and dribbled down. I'll get a close-up video and a pic and be back in a bit, and then I'm making plates. Here's our dessert, a rough octagon cut double layer pound cake with strawberry drizzle and lemon frosting. Did not make the lemon or the strawberry drizzle. We've got the cake, however, is from scratch, pound for pound. The pound cake is from scratch. And we have got lemons and limes, fresh ones on top. Happy summer. This is where I show you everything that's done, because I'm done and I'm tired, and at this point just want to get it over with. Was going to spread it out nice for everybody to see, but instead we're just going to go pan by pan. Spatchcock barbecue chicken, Bbq pork ribs, baked beans made from scratch, like literally from scratch, no can. All right, now we're gonna, so this is the part where I show you everything I've made. Had to redo that. This is Spatchcock chicken. This is the Bbq pork ribs. These are baked beans made from scratch, no can, from scratch. Already saw the pasta salad, but here it is again. Pasta salad. This is the coleslaw. Yum. Alright, I'm doing this by myself. Let me stop. Some of the burgers I made earlier, I didn't like how some of them turned out. They're still here though, and they'll still be eaten. But it was my first time using that particular grill, and so they got me on those first ones. I think like 3 or 4 of them got a little scorched. The rest of them are fine, but these are the ones that are cooked perfectly to like a medium, medium. All right. That we have red hot sausages. That's not exciting, but there you are since I'm showing you everything. Then we have the grilled corn, or masa, followed by, let's see, what's in here? These are the rest of the burgers. There's that scorched one, so we didn't even mean for y'all to see that, but you saw it. That is the first time it's ever happened to me. I have never burnt burgers before in my life. But the mistake I made on the propane grill was that the grease from the burgers as they were cooking dropped down onto the propane flames and fire shot up. And so that's how we ended up with that being our end result in that situation. Here we have the hot dogs. Yum, 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 yum. Once I figured out that the propane grill actually needed a barrier between it and the flame, we're good to go. Everything else turned out absolutely perfect. All right, drop down with me, will you? In the words of Nelly, drop down and get your eagle on. But we're not getting our eagle on. These are those Cowboy Ribeye steaks. There are 3 of them, and it's literally so heavy, can't even hold it with my hand. Next up, I think, what do we have here? We have the barbecue chicken thighs with some grilled onion. Let's move over. Let me pause. You understand, these things were cooked out on the grill. They were not cooked here in the house, but they're being stored in the oven in the house. So here is the carp, the grilled carp with onion. And here is, I don't like that. Here's the crab legs. Yum. And last but certainly the furthest thing from least, one of my family's favorites. Beep, 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 beep. This shrimp. Look at them. Right? So I'm going to get pictures of these last two things. And thank you for joining me for my Memorial Day feast. So actually, I'm back because I forgot something very important. You guys are supposed to see me cut into this beautiful steak. Let's see what we got here. Remember to cut against the grain when you cut steak. So this is closer to rare. I like mine this way, but I will probably do more of a reverse sear. But if you're like me and you like it this way, this is absolute perfection. Let's get deeper in and see if it's like that all the way. Yeah, so closer to rare, but I love mine this way. So this will be my steak, and the others will go back in the oven. But the most important thing, let's see what it tastes like. It is delicious. But I am also going to trim this fat off before it's served on anyone's plate. I like to cook it with the fat. But we are going to let these get in the oven real quick and reverse sear for maybe probably just 10 minutes, because we don't want them to get well done, but we want them more done than this. Be back in a bit. Remember earlier we had pulled those steaks and they weren't quite done, and I feel crazy for that because I have a meat thermometer. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, I'm just super tired today. It's been a long day. And when I say long, I mean long. So just going to show you, I'm going to cut into this one this time. And hopefully the result is going to be so much better. Let's lower you down here where you can see. So here it is. I'm going to cut across against the grain real quick. I'm going to cut against the grain. And this time, perfect pink, juicy. Back up so you can see it better. That's how we wanted it the first time. Again, this is too well done for my liking, but this is how most people like their steak. So, perfection has been achieved. Look at it. Hey, we got one colossal tray done. So colossal, I couldn't fit it all in one tray. We got corn, salmon, shrimp, steak, hot dog, coleslaw, pasta salad, those baked beans from scratch. And over here, we have one of those great cheesy burgers with the lettuce on the side. They can put it on, and another hot dog. Bon appetit and happy Memorial Day. Finito.